Bangladesh is not new phenomena. We have seen a lot of things in over the decades. And in Dhaka, we have seen senior political leadership from major political parties were killed. There are many Western groups who wanted to, create huge political tension. The way he was killed, it was not in a public gathering. It was, the way anybody can be shot at or killed by this. I don't want to make it like the way the Islamic Chhatra Shibir begged a student wanted to say they wanted to demolish Indian High Commission in Dhaka. We don't want this kind of relation.
I just want to start by asking you, what do you think of the current situation in Bangladesh? There is an uneary calm right now in Bangladesh, where after days of protest, which sprouted after the death of a student leader called named Osman Hadi. There was another student leader who was shot at. During the protest, we have seen the lynching of an Hindu youth. What do you make of the entire situation that is going on in Bangladesh?
The situation in Bangladesh is I would say it's very fluid because the election is approaching. That's going to happen probably in February next year, as scheduled by the Election Commission. And we hope that will happen. But before that, we have seen a number of incidents that trigger huge, confusion and kind of political after in every spectrum. So one of the biggest incident, that happened on December 12th, when one of the very promising, very patriotic leader, Osman Hadi, was shot at, and later he died in a hospital in Singapore. This was, of course, very pathetic and very shocking for Bangladeshi politics because we haven't seen such kind of thing, at least happening in Dhaka and working for the people, for nationalism and other things. That is why. But the political killing in Bangladesh is not new phenomena. We have seen a lot of things in over the decades. And in Dhaka, we have seen senior political leadership from major political parties were killed. But this was different because he wanted to start a new beginning with the spirit of what we say the July spirit, with the some integral part of the liberation war and other spirit. So he was a mix of it, and he wanted to bring some new shift to the political. He 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 never wanted to be very violent in terms of his activities, but he has some rhetorics that can volatile the political discourse, but not in person. He was that much. We haven't seen any footage or any work that he was beating someone or attacking someone, but he was like that. So his shooting death was absolutely a time changer for Bangladesh. But at the same time, we understand it is happening when there are many Western groups who wanted to, create huge political tension, so that the people who wanted to be, who want to vote for the next election, that uh, people can be a bit, I would say, confused whether election will be held with the law enforcement agency can manage it. But I would say the way he was killed, it was not in a public gathering. It was, the way anybody can be shot at or killed by this. But law enforcement agencies are now a bit active nowadays, and they wanted to file anything uh, awkward or unpleasant. And at the same time, uh, security forces have deployed uh, bodyguard or special protection for the leaders who are a bit vulnerable due to the intelligence report or whatever. So we are in the position that Bangladesh. I hope Bangladesh is in the right track because the keeping the democratic path is the only solution for the Bangladesh. And if we are failed to make it, if we are not able to make it, then that would be that disaster for us. And it is not for only Bangladesh; it would be disaster for the regional security, uh, vis-a-vis India and Myanmar and other places. So we are hopeful because the other major leader who is in exile for a long period of time, more than 70 years, Mr. Tariq Rahman. He is due tomorrow, and I think he would be another game changer for Bangladeshi politics because his absence, in-person absence, was a big absence for the political discourse. And when people will see him on the street or political rally, then that can be definitely a big change for political mindset.
Muqtadin, I just want to understand from you what are you expecting in coming days vis-a-vis Osman Hadi's death, because his supporters have vowed that they will hit the streets if actions are not taken place and perpetrators are not arrested. Are you expecting any kind of flare up in coming days?
Uh, some political parties are taking advantage of sympathy of many of his followers, especially Jamaat Islam and his student wing, Chhatr Shibir. And you have seen that the way his the ambulance carrying his body was taken over by the Shibir leaders. So it was somewhat very shocking that there is a politics um, which would be the unfortunately, this is a politics they are trying to make with this leader who was absolutely looking for justice. I mean, even Mr. Hadi, before he was shot at, he said that if I am killed, please bring justice to me, not any kind of other thing. So we have seen some kind of mobilization of political mobilization that usually we have seen in Israel, in Gaza, or in other places, even in Kashmir. So we want to, of course, we have some grievances, of course, we have some issues, but when I spoke to them, they are looking for the changeover of the power or leadership. Very interestingly, they are changing those advisors who want to uh, hold the election on time. So we find some political instrument inside this kind of demands. Instead, I have been saying that the justice should be done. I have seen the very thorough investigation is yet done, but we must go for free, impartial, acceptable, and credible investigation into the killing of the leader Usman Hadi, which is very important. If even I'm told by a few of the leadership, those who really want to have justice into the killing of Hadi, they want to look. We want justice. We don't want to make it politicized. We don't want this because it is huge, and you never know. There would be huge crowd. Any violence. I have seen that Prothom and Daily Star were torched by some, I would say the fringe element, or you say the some students who are connected with this Jamaat Islam. So uh, you see, everything can happen anytime. And we have found some people from abroad, from USA, from France, from Japan, they are putting some uh, fuel into the fire. So that's terrible. And you see, the old thing they are trying to even they are trying to create similar circumstances what we have seen in the past in Pakistan and even in India when some people from abroad they're trying to incite the mob or protester so that they attack military. So we have seen some kind of uh, instigation from this leadership, and which is very unfortunate because we want every civilized country will go for a rule of law, and we need this kind of investigation, free, fair investigation, so that the trial and justice could be ensured. And main thing every time Mr. Hadi is to say that insaf, insaf, and insaf. So we want the insaf. As you know, the Bangladesh is struggling for getting the insaf for years.
Mr. Rashid, this the entire sequence of events is just not limited to Bangladesh now. We have seen the tensions flaring up between India and Bangladesh. We have seen the statements. We have seen the summoning of envoys by the two countries. How do you, what do you make of it? How did this tension come up, and how is it going to go from here?
So one thing is when I think when Bangladeshi diplomats meet the Indian diplomat, I feel good because it's always so with tea or biscuit and cookies. I want to see on this way. I don't want to make it like the way the Islamic Chhatra Shibir begged a student wanted to say they wanted to demolish Indian High Commission in Dhaka. We don't want this kind of relation. We even the majority never expected this kind of thing. It is a fringe element. They want it to be mainstream. Maybe the far right, what you are seeing in India. So that is similar kind of similar pattern that we are seeing. We want very peaceful and calm relation with every our neighbors, and it would be with India, it would be Pakistan, it would be Nepal, Maldives, Bhutan, because you see, Bangladesh is a peaceful country, and they wanted to have start in the 80s just to bring all of our brothers and sisters together in a same platform so that we have equality and the cooperation. So the people from Tripura, if he can't go to Delhi for better treatment, he can come to in a hospital. Like we see many Tripura national coming to Dhaka for better treatment. So this is what we expect. But when we see this kind of thing, who are ultimately beneficiary, who are the victim of it, the people who are getting quality uh, treatment in India, they are facing the difficulties, and it's terrible. I don't expect this kind of thing. We want the relation among the neighbors should be always peaceful. And you see what happened in Europe. Those who used to fight in the past, now they are friends, or even they don't have an issue with this. So why don't we see in this way? We are not. We should not. And I think the journalism should also take into this instead of instigating this kind of thing. There are some mistakes, of course. When I see someone is being tortured and set on fire, I feel very shocked, irrespective of any religion, whether it's Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, or whoever it is. But we don't want to see it the what we can say that we should not see it in the sectarian or religious optics. We should see in the humanity, and only that can survive.
Um, Mr. Rashid, I just want to ask you about the elections because yesterday Bangladesh chief advisor assured US, so to say, that election will take place on February 12th. Do you think under current circumstances and the kind of violence we are witnessing, it is possible for Bangladesh to hold free and peaceful elections?
100%. I would say 100% is possible. You know why? Because there are only, if we say only 500 bad elements are there. 500 bad elements, they are causing this problem. Many of them are inside the cabinet, in the government. They are creating problems. Even I don't believe that in Awami League want to file this election. They wanted to create some noise, of course, but they don't want to. They don't have no alternative other than the supporting this election, because only political leadership can bring everything in change. It is unelected government. I have been saying since the beginning of this government, and they have to this power as soon as to the political leadership. It would be safer for these people. Now, many fringe elements, many I would say many opportunists, they wanted to make it kind of vulnerable country and stews of other foreign powers. We don't want to make it the foreign powers stews. We want to bring all our friends together. We don't want to make any enmity with any our neighbors or far neighbor or any other. So we have to be in this. I don't want to see Bangladesh is another Ukraine. Another Ukraine with Russia will not bring any solution for Bangladesh. Instead, the people who are now inciting all this kind of thing, they will ultimately destroy my country because we have no place to go. We don't have another passport so that we can fly and get another better home. We have to either die here or we have to jump into the Bay of Bengal. So we don't want to go anywhere. We want to make it a peaceful country. Many places in India, they are very peaceful, very calm, just because those people understand that we have to make our country by ourselves. The same in Pakistan, same in Nepal and other places. So we have to build our country. And here, the democratic spirit from India, Pakistan, Nepal, every across the country, so the world should come up and see. Look, we want this country a democratically elected country, and that leadership will function so that democracy will be upheld and they will rule not by astroturfing, not by false propaganda, not by making a religious country. We don't want to see that.
Mr. Rashid, I just want to ask you about the banning of Awami League. What is your view on banning of Awami League from contesting election? Do you think it is a right step, given that it is like excluding a large section of electorates? What do you think about it?
I think it's a revenge attempt by Jamaat. Jamaat basically was behind this banning of, because you know what happened after 1917 war. The Jamaat was banned in Bangladesh for around 15 years. So this is the Ziaur Rahman time when they were allowed to get the public, politics, and it was a multi-party system later on introduced. But there are some situation what we are experiencing now. The Awami League, who were behind this large scale killing over the years, and its chief Sheikh Hasina endorsed uh, killing of brutal killing, and of course the enforced disappearance of hundreds of thousands of people over the years. So we must uh, go for justice, and Awami League should realize and repent for this. Unless they said, okay, we have done good by killing these people, and then we want to now go for election, that should have minimum truth and reconciliation. Unless they are in the reconciliation, they will do the same thing again and again that Jamaat is trying to do when they have some power. Their supporters already burned two leading newspapers. So we must remember the way. Even we have seen some Jamaat leadership supporters, the Amir son, they are now justifying by publishing the Prothom Alo's news that goes against the BNP. So they are trying to hostile. That look, we have done the good thing, but we don't want it. We want to change a new. We want to have a change Bangladesh. We want to have a new Bangladesh, and which only possible through the election. And Awami League should feel and repent for this, unless they themselves say, "Look, we made mistakes, and we are ready to go for all kind of resentment." Then people can accept. In my area, um, my village, I have seen many Awami League are literally, they said, we are feeling very upset for this because we are not the killers. We are not the killers. We didn't do anything, but we follow this route, and then now we have facing this kind of social exclusion. They are not. They are not going to attend any family programs just because they are feeling very shy to joining it. But some opportunists are taking advantage of it and making political uproar and creating a serious kind of nuisance. I don't think, because Awami League is a party of around 4 million people. They must have the right to vote. But this government is not banning them to vote. They are not allowing to hold their political activities, because the moment they are going for a political activities, they are charging bombs, they are attacking the vehicles. So after deaths of 800 people, we don't want to see this kind of violence anymore. So they have to come up with this. Then the people of Bangladesh will, and even they can do the same that Jamaat did in after 71. They were infiltrated with the other political parties and then stood for their own appeal. They have hundreds of people who can stand for independent candidate, so they can do that. But unless they have the minimum kind of resentment for this,
Mhm.
or any kind of remorse for that, how do you accept this? It is very upsetting for the people like us, because we saw the people in past, the Jamaat and BNP and Awami League. They were in the parliament. They spoke each other, and now things has completely changed.